Hey there, BookTube. Well, I've been busy, haven't been doing that much reading, but I thought I would put out another tag because I've been tagged in so many and I need to catch up. And this way I can talk about something, even if it's not a book. So this is the Nosy Librarian Tag. Surprise, I mean, that's what you clicked on. It was created by Stripped Cover Lit. More about that obscure channel later. And I was tagged by Debbie at My Reading Life. Debbie's got a fabulous channel, so if you aren't subscribed, I would definitely head off over there. Okay, so question number 1. What has been the most influential library in your life? Okay, so this is probably going to be a horribly unpopular answer, because I'm going to say it's this one here behind me. And there are a couple of reasons for this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have great memories of going to the Warmer Library as a kid. It was full of books and I absolutely loved it, but they had stupid rules. For one, I could only take 2 books out, and I can't remember how old I was. I think it was 14 or something before I could even go to the adult section. And I pretty much read my way through everything that I was interested in the children's sections, and YA didn't exist. And I think that's why I hate romance stories to today still, because while the boys had adventure books, not that they had adventure books like they have now, but all girls had were Sweet Dreams and Sweet Valley High. And I read the Hardy Boys because there was nothing else. So yeah, and then I went to university, and that is my aspiration. 4 floors, reinforced walls and foundations. My floor's already dropping here, so and I would need a bigger house. But you know, I absolutely loved it. I mean, that was like heaven. But I've spent so much time in this library, and I get to choose my books, and I get to choose what comes in and what needs to be trimmed, because there's only so much space. And when things need to be rearranged, how they should be rearranged, there is no color order here. And all of that. So this is the most influential library in my life, because it's the one that I'm growing, and I'm enjoying doing that. This library has got books in from, I think, when I was about 6. Actually, probably younger. But anyway, so moving on. Number 2, honest assessment. What will they title your biography? Waking up is hard to do. And then probably as a subtitle, the overworked life of a language teacher who gives a damn. Number 3, the story of your life. Oh, sorry, the story from your life you hope your librarian never finds out. Okay, so this is probably, I feel like saying more of a computer problem than a book problem, but it's not really. So this is from a couple of years back when I was, I started the library at my old school, and a kid had returned The Book Thief, and I just put it on my desk because paperwork and stuff, I didn't have the time to get to it at that point. So I put it on my desk, and I had the brand new laptop that the school had just issued me, that I'd signed away the souls of my unborn children for should anything happen to this bloody thing. And once again I was sleep deprived, and I stretched across to get a pen, and I managed to stick my finger in my full coffee cup and push the whole thing over into the brand new laptop, which got turned over faster than some presidents can tweet and other former South African presidents could add buildings to their home, and then realized that the book was sitting in a puddle. Yeah, that's the only time I've damaged a book in my life, but I felt bad because I was the librarian. Moving on, I didn't replace the book. Shame. I dried it out. I used the school's electricity with the heater, and I mean, you can't remove coffee. It smells nice though, kind of. What is your favorite word? Defenestrate. I use it often. My classes know the word. My Afrikaans class even understood it because it sounds very similar to defensterate. Number 5, 3 weird things you're afraid of and a way you'd prefer not to die. Well, I can't say I'm afraid of many weird things. There's only one thing that I've kind of got a bit nervy around, and that was because when I left South Korea, it was my second last day in Korea ever, and the typhoon hit, and I woke up that morning feeling like somebody was kicking my bed, and that was just the shockwaves from the wall. And yeah, that was flipping terrifying. And I'd gone from, you know, oh, I have to leave so much stuff behind, to I want to leave with my life and my laptop. And yeah, so ever since then I have acquired great respect for the wind. It's quite something when you hear the plaster being blown off the building next door to you. So yeah. And a way I prefer not to die, I don't want to be a victim of violent crime. It's a real thing here. So moving on, because we don't want to put that thought out there. Number 6, your favorite book as a grade schooler. I'm assuming grade school is what we would consider primary school. So, as I said, I had issues with this because my library wouldn't let me get out any decent books. So I read a lot of the Hardy Boys. And Brother Against Brother, it was one of the case files, is one that definitely stands out. In fact, the first 4 in the case files stand out still in my memory. One where Isla Morton is killed. It's like, ew, that was quite shocking. I didn't expect that. Other than that, I really enjoyed the Walter Farley series by Walter Farley. Oh, some days I need to go to bed. And that's the Black Stallion series by Walter Farley. And what else did I enjoy? The Tempest Twins by somebody Harvey, John Harvey, I think. That was British. Yeah. Also, Autumn Term by Tonya Forrest really comes to mind. And when I was very, very young, Enid Blyton, pretty much everything. I mean, The Three Investigators was awesome as well. Okay, moving on. Number 7, what have your interactions with the police been like? Either very scary or very frustrating. Very scary is when they come banging down your door in the middle of the night. Not actually down the door, but just, it sounded like they were trying very hard to let us know that they they'd caught some people trying to steal our cars, because it was my dad's car, my dad's company car, and my mom's car, and they'd caught them. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I promise you, I woke up thinking it wasn't me, I didn't do it. And then the frustrating side is whenever I need an affidavit or something signed at the police, and then you watch somebody who's barely literate spend, you know, half an hour on something that would take me 2 minutes to write, and it's, oh, that is very frustrating. Moving on. All-time favorite book cover. Hangfire. Currently, Lamentation by C.J. Sanderson. Absolutely everything with this. I love the font. I love the simplicity. I love the shiny. Can you see the shiny? It's just gorgeous. And how many places have you lived? Well, there's where I live now. Then I lived in Grahamstown, which is now Makana. Lived in Cape Town, which is still Cape Town. And then I spent 3 years in South Korea, 2 years in Uijeongbu, and 1 year in Jongwon. So that would be 5. And then it says, tag 11 booktubers you like and admire, and compliment strip coverlet. Okay, first things first. So tagging booktubers. Who hasn't done this tag yet? I honestly can't think of anybody who hasn't done this tag yet, and to be totally honest, I didn't prep very well for this. I wrote down the questions, that was as far as I got. So I'm going to take the cop out. If you haven't done it yet, consider yourself tagged. The original line. And compliment strip coverlet. Dude, you're making this very hard, because you try to see good stuff in Twilight. There is nothing good in Twilight. I feel I can't compliment somebody who finds good shit in Twilight. So, although Isabel is quite funny. So, if you would like to follow a channel that produces new content every day, go to Strip Cover Lit. Because, yes, you can get a video every day, and sometimes they make sense. Anyway, that's me. I've just got an email asking to do some graphic design posters for the street lamps. That's a notch up. Anyway, I better go work on that. I hope I will be done with stuff so I can make another video, which was my plan for tomorrow. But if not, well, at least you've got one coming, so you can still remember I exist. Anyway, bye for now. Happy reading.